Hi there, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to get started with your ink wash. So first thing, you want to make sure that you've erased all your pencil lines. You have a black and white photo to use as a reference for all the values that you're going to add in. And you also have a porcelain palette and a little bit of ink, cup of water, two brushes, round small and round large. Okay, so I'm going to get started with my ink wash. You really do want to think about this as a building of your tones. So you're starting with your lightest tones. So if you think about the value scale, you're really looking at the value number 2 and 3 on the gray scale. You're starting with your lightest grays. So I've mixed up with just a drop of ink and a lot of water. I've mixed up that light gray and I'm testing it out on some scrap paper. I'm starting off with the round large brush. I'm not caring at all about staying in the lines too much at this point because I'm just adding this foundation wash on top of most of the drawing, looking at places that are white and just ignoring those, right? So I don't want to put a wash on anything that's white. Okay, so at this point, just adding the light gray, not really caring about going outside the lines at all. Always looking at the photo reference. Okay, so have that photo in a place that's easy for you to look at. You might find that there's like an area that you forgot to draw. Like if you just saw, I ended up using my pen and adding in a few things that I had forgotten initially. So yeah, you can always add some things in if you need to. At this point, I have started on with the next darkest value here. So I've mixed that up in the paint palette. I'm adding that in on the leaves. I'm still using the fat brush. Still not caring very much about staying in the lines. Okay, so don't worry about that too much. But you can see it's a little bit darker. I'm zooming in here so you can begin to see that I'm going to add in some of the texture, the darker values here in the texture. Like for leaves and things, if you guys have trees, add dots. I would say little dots of different values end up looking successfully like texture of leaves and things. So try that out. That's essentially what I did in these garden beds. So I've switched over to the tiny brush, the smaller round brush, and I'm doing more of the details. Okay, I'm adding in details of the leaves. I will be adding in little bits of texture probably on the leaves that are very far away in the trees in the back over there. But, I mean, you can't really see, but I am using that photo reference to help guide every single stroke that I make to help. Okay, and if you are improvising, don't worry about that. You can. No one's going to be looking at the picture when they look at your drawing and your painting. Okay, so you are using that just as a reference to help.